Hey everyone, welcome. Can you just give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen? Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, we'll get started. I'm sure people will continue to trickle in, but really excited to have you all here for the virtual launch event of Viaka Connect. Viaka's mission has always been about democratizing access for the MENA region and its global community. And that means access to capital, access to talent, access to expertise, and access to services. As we've grown, network members have consistently asked me for introductions to lawyers, designers, coaches, technical talent, fractional executives, you name it. And so what Viaka Connect aims to do is pull together all of these fractional service providers, freelancers, consultants, and agencies that are already in our network, put them in one place and make it super easy for everyone to access them. Today, I'm going to show everyone how they can benefit from Viaka Connect, and we're going to get the chance to hear from a few of the experts who are already offering their services through the platform. Also, let me. Awesome. So real quick, I think a lot of people are aware of what the Viaka Network is, but for those who are new here, the network is a membership-based community for people who want to build, invest in, or work with startups and have this personal or professional interest in the MENA region in particular. So we give our members the opportunity to connect virtually and in person. Just this month, we've had small format events already in Boston, and we have some upcoming in Toronto and San Francisco. And usually these events are in partnership with local VCs or founders. We also have virtual events because our community is global, and so we want to provide ways for people to connect across borders, even if they're not in the same geography. And then we also host public informational events. We have one, for example, later this month about relocation from the West to the UAE. And we host demo days where startups in our network get the chance to pitch to panels of investors. Last week, we also launched Viaka's Deal Digest, which is an exclusive newsletter for investors in our network that highlights the really top tier founders from across the globe that are coming through the Viaka network. So this is all free at the moment. If you're not already a member, would love for you to apply. We're about to hit 450 members, so super excited about that. Next milestone is going to be 500. And that community is spread across the world, as I mentioned. We have folks in San Francisco all the way to Dubai in Pakistan. So I'll share the application in the Zoom chat when I have a chance, but you can also just head to our website showing here below to apply. So with that, let me dive into Viaka Connect itself. As I mentioned at the beginning, the idea for this was really born out of the organic requests that I was getting from network members. And we're fortunate enough to have already had a bunch of experts in our network who are offering exactly the kinds of services that founders were asking about. And these experts have experience in kind of all of the regions that we're present in, from MENA itself to Europe and North America. So let's kind of dive in as to how you can actually use this. Right now, for network members, there's kind of two ways to engage. On the left here, you'll see a screenshot of the free sessions offered by Viaka Connect experts over the next month. We have a combination of workshops where experts will present on a topic and office hours where an expert is offering up their time for network members to come and ask questions. So hopefully this works. Yeah. Actually, I already have this open. So this is what the sign up sheet actually looks like. I've sent this out to the network and we've already had a bunch of signups. I'll continue to send it in newsletters each week. And you can find it in the Viaka Key Links channel in our Slack workspace. If you open up the form, you'll see it's pretty simple right now. we have a list of the workshops or sessions being offered in the coming month, and you can just, select the ones that you'd like to attend, hit submit, and then I will receive those submissions. And if there's space, as you can see, some of them are limited, in particular the office hours, because we want people to have the chance for a one-on-one interaction. But if there's space, then I'll add you to the calendar event for that session within 48 hours. So that's how the workshops and office hours work. The next way that a network member can actually benefit from Viaka Connect is through this marketplace page. This is where you would actually submit a request for a particular service. So this looks like this in real life off of the slide. On this page, you can dive a bit deeper into each expert's services, their starting price ranges, their credentials, etc. You can also use this page to, hone in on what you're looking for. So if you're looking for technical resources, software development, you have a filter here at the top if you're looking for growth assistance, for example. And then inside each tile, you also have a link here to actually submit a request. So if you click on that Airtable link, it brings you to a super short form like this, where you select the services that you're looking for. You put in brief information about your organization, so that I can share enough relevant information with the service provider to determine if it makes sense to actually move forward with the conversation. And then you just hit submit. And again, we're aiming for a 48-hour turnaround at the latest. Last thing to point out on this page is just that we also have a tile here if you can't find what you're looking for, because we always want to continue to add services that folks actually want to find through this Viaka Connect platform. So that's the overview. Feel free to drop questions in the chat. But what I'm going to do now is move on to actually introducing the service providers and the experts that we have on the platform today. So I'm going to jump back to this. And I'm going to start with myself, but keep it super brief. I think most people here know me and what I do. I've had the chance to work with some startups and funds through Viaka, namely just kind of helping them build an ecosystem to support their organizational goals. So for venture funds, this can come in the form of providing deal flow and scouting, as well as supporting portfolio companies. And for startups, this kind of looks like the other half of that equation, helping with fundraising, strategy, and sourcing strategic mentors and advisors. I've had the chance to do this for the past year or so, and had the privilege to work with some really exciting companies and funds. You have some examples at the bottom here. But yeah, that's what I do. With that, I want to pass it off to Bishoy. Bishoy, I think your co-host can unmute yourself and go ahead and give us an introduction.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bishoy. I am originally from Cairo, but living in New York right now. So if you're in New York, reach out, say hi. I've been in the startup scene for a little over 8 years right now, working in ops, strategy, and product management. I've worked at various startups in Europe, the US, Canada, and the Middle East as well as corporations such as HSBC. My current full-time role is at a YC company, a tech company called Pathrise, where I do mainly the ops and strategy side of business ops and strategy side of the company. And my most recent actually successful experience was Inga, the one on the right side, as a product manager, where I was responsible for an internal product roadmap, helping different teams to kind of with developing features and leading to improving the customer service efficiency as well as the NPS score. If you have any ops strategy or product/special project management needs, you can feel free to reach out to me, and my email is right there on the bottom right side. Thanks, Hani, and yeah, back to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Bishoy. All right, now I'm gonna run through our three Fadis, starting with Fadi Hindi. You are up next.
Good. Thanks, Hani. Hi, everybody. My name is Fadi Hindi. One of the first of the three Fadis. I was originally born in the Middle East. I was born in Baghdad, Iraq. And then I immigrated to the United States when I was 8. I grew up in California, in Southern California, in San Diego, and then I started my career in San Francisco. I've been in the tech industry for over a decade now, and I've done pretty much everything. I've done everything from working at large companies when I did management consulting and companies like Citrix, EA Sports, Oracle, big organizations. And then I went in-house and started working for startups like Box, Instacart, Udemy, On Deck, now in a company called Moloko. So I've seen every stage, every size, and have built internal playbooks. The reason why I'm passionate and why I joined this community is because when I grew up in the United States, no one taught me what to do. No one showed me how to get my first job. No one showed me how to apply to college. No one showed me like what I need to do to like upskill myself. I had to learn all on my own. And so now that I've done that in my career, I've kind of built my own internal playbooks. And my passion is to give back and to serve other Middle Easterns that don't know what they're doing and just need some guidance. And so I offer 3 things. The first one is being a founder's number 2. I primarily focus working with seed stage and Series A startups. And it's a lonely job. It's a really, really lonely job, especially if you don't have co-founders. And you need someone to be your number 2, someone that can help unblock you, and someone that can do everything from zooming out and focus on strategy all the way down to execution and kind of guiding you in every step of the way. Figuring out product market fit is a really hard thing to do, and I've done it a bunch of times in my career. So that's an area I focus in. The second one is building great early stage teams. This is where most people make mistakes, where they hire not great talent up front, don't really have the right leadership team in place, and end up kind of piecemealing recruiting process, recruiting strategy, headcount planning altogether, and end up having to do a lot of layoffs later on down the road. So it's like, how do we get you out of that stuck point there? And that's something I've done in my career a lot. I've hired hundreds of people. And then last but not least is board and investor management. Navigating your investors is not easy. Everything from like board management to board decks to like investor relations. This is not an easy thing to do. And also raising a Series A is one of the hardest things to do. And so this is an area where I also give a lot of coaching and advice on. So if this is an area where you need help on, please reach out. I'm happy to help wherever I can. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Fadi. Fadi Boulos, you're up next. I'm not sure why the text isn't showing up. Oh, there we go. Oops. All right, Fadi.
Yes, I think I added animations. If you can just click, it will appear as when you click. So I don't think I can have control over this, right?
Where
I will need you to help me. So once it's in slideshow, you just move the arrow or click on.
I see.
Click,
okay, that's why
click.
that's why it was blank, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So hello everyone. I'm Fadi Boulos, founder of Supportful. We are a tech staff augmentation company working mostly with startups, but also with established firms. We are on a mission. We're based out of Lebanon, and we're on a mission to reduce the brain drain in the country. And we do so by providing these startups and tech companies with remote engineers from Lebanon. We're also all remote because we believe that building a sustainable country goes via having smaller local economies thriving, and therefore we want everyone to work from their hometowns. Hani, if you can click twice. So we also provide fractional CTO services to help startups figure out their way in terms of building a scalable product, team structure, avoiding technical debt. Hani. So we cover the most common tech stacks and also some of the less common ones, whether on the front end, on the back end, QA automation, DevOps, mobile. Why working with us? Because we're tech people, we understand the tech team's pain points. Hani, we also hire developers who have good communication skills, and we're quite cost effective compared to in-house hiring. And a bonus point, I'm a nice guy, so you'll get to work with me. We're quite flexible in terms of, there are no commitment when you start working with us. It can be a short-term thing, it can be a longer-term thing. You control the thing. Hani, we have so far a diverse client base in the US, in Europe, and in Singapore. They're all happy. We have nice reviews. And we really don't like comfort zones. So we invest a lot in the team. We invest a lot in their upskilling. And so if anyone needs any tech staff augmentation services, we're here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Fadi. And last Fadi, Clockwork.
Fadi with a Y, we're different. Thank you guys. So Fadi Houatma, I was born in Amman, Jordan. Grew up in St. Louis, lived in Seattle after college. I grew up working in my dad's restaurant. So my dad is an engineer, but we lived the American dream. So he came here, no one would sponsor him, so he bought restaurants. So, lived in the restaurants. I grew up working in the restaurants. Because he forbade us from taking over the restaurant, he made me go and get an actual education. So I did finance and accounting, and then I worked at a real company, did FP&A and strategy at Boeing, worked on some unbelievable stuff, worked on the 787 Dreamliner, on the F-15 fighter jet, and the 747. After that, I went and did oil and gas consulting. And then I started my own outsourced CFO consulting firm. So I helped companies, all across from pre-seed, pre-revenue, all the way up to Series B, Series C funded companies, but also regular companies as well, non-VC backed companies. So I was stuck in spreadsheets, building models, building scenarios, building what ifs, building metrics, building all that fun stuff. And I needed a software to do it. So I built Clockwork. That's what Clockwork does. So right now our software connects with QuickBooks Online and Xero and does all the transactional financial modeling that people like myself charge thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for. Now it does it automatically with the AI that we built. So if you guys need any financial modeling, cash flow forecasting, or anything like that, that's what Clockwork's for. And I have a podcast. Check it out. It's called The Real Slim Fady Show. So I always, so check it out whenever you guys can.
Awesome. Thanks, Fadi. Laura, you're up next.
Yeah, hello. My name's Laura. I'm from England, but I've been living in Lebanon for the last kind of 5 years. 3 years ago, I founded Concat, which is essentially a web design and development company that is focused mainly on employing refugees and women from countries of conflict and connecting them to clients from around the world. So we work with kind of high growth startups, anything from startup to VCs to we're working now on a security company in Dubai. And essentially, we're trying to advocate for the talent in the Middle East, specifically the kind of tech talent, especially amongst kind of marginalized communities that might not have had super traditional education paths or kind of top universities. We offer at the moment design and development mainly. We're now going to SEO and advertising too. This is like a kind of map of where we're around. We need some more US clients. A lot of you guys are US, so that's good. If you need to tick some ESG boxes, come work with us. But we're based in the UK, but operate out of Beirut. I'll put my LinkedIn in the chat. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Laura. Sherry, on to you.
Hello, Sherry Palazzo. I am excited to join this community. I have been in the startup space for almost 8 years, and about 2 years ago started offering my expertise to help startups reduce the risk of getting to market And our client said I'm like their training wheels for early stage startups, which is I won't let you fall down. So in that case, you can take more risk and go a little bit faster. I am an engineer by background, have been in the product development, hardware and software for over 25 years. Bigger companies that I worked at was GE, HP, and Bose, a wide range of hardware and software experience. So I like to bring that to the table. About 7 years ago, I joined a startup as their operations person and just wanted that person that I could call and be like, hey, is this normal? Like, have you figured this out before? So that is Saplings is my opportunity to provide that to new startup founders. I am also a certified executive coach and mentor, which I also love as part of what I have to offer. And looking forward to meeting many of you and increasing my network and seeing how I can help out.
Awesome. Thanks, Sherry. Let's see, Ryan, you are up next.
Yep. All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Ryan Nasruddin. So I'm Lebanese, was born in the States in California. So just, general background, I got my MBA from Pepperdine in Malibu, California. And I'm currently an associate consultant, senior associate consultant at Mastermind and Associates. So we're located in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah. And basically, we're a financial and management business consulting firm. We do offer services such as financial modeling, financial forecasting, but thanks to Fadi, is going to put us out of business with Clockwork. So probably going to remove those services later on. So just a little bit about me. So I got 8 years experience, 8+ experience, basically business development, sales, management, and e-commerce. I've worked in Lebanon, in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and now in Saudi Arabia. And my main experience, and I had my own startup business in Lebanon as well. So what we do basically in Mastermind and Associates is we kind of have two different, if you want, streams. We focus on startups where we have an entrepreneurship program. Basically, we help startups from their business model canvas, their business plan, strategy formulation, all the way up to fundraising. And these are basically for startups wanting to enter the Saudi market, even in the UAE as well. And for SMEs, basically we do all the other services such as financial models, merger acquisition, IPO readiness, strategy formulation, and bookkeeping, and all these other services we provide. We've worked with a lot of startups. One maybe major startup I would like to point out is Playhera. So they're a esports startup, and I think they've received, $1 million funding so far right now. So this is one of our biggest, if you want, success stories. And our managing partner at Mastermind and Associates is also the CFO over there. So this is just, a brief description and summary of what we do at Mastermind and Associates. So if you guys are interested, let me know. I'll also put my LinkedIn in the chat. And thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Arti, you are next.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, depending where you are. I am Arti Samani. If I talk about identity, I'm a British Asian with East African heritage. I don't know what that makes me, but my home is London now. I live in London. I've been in industry for well over 20 years. Currently, I run a practice called Shreem Growth Partners, which is professional and strategy consulting service. You guys are very accomplished. If you're an entrepreneur or a founder, I feel you're far more accomplished than a lot of people I know in the world. So why am I qualified to be here, to be speaking with you today? And that's because I've worked on very significant projects using AI pretty much my entire career. And the impact that they've had in the world is to change the way people interact with their smartphones. So predictive texting, way before LLMs became sexy, transformed the way surgeons operate in operating rooms with augmented reality by training them without the need of cadavers. Saved millions by securing digital identities. So I worked with biometrics and identity verification business, which I scaled. So all of these businesses, I I joined them when they were young, took on an executive leadership position, scaled, some of which exited as well. So I've worked for small startups, growth phase businesses, as well as corporates. And my sweet spot is really identifying what are the blockers in stopping you accelerate your growth. And there could be a number of them. You're either not leveraging the right things, or there are some blind spots. Me and my team would come and help you diagnose those problems, help you formulate a plan to grow and accelerate your growth, and also help you execute it should it be needed. So the capacity in which we would typically work with, depending on your business and your business model, either as an advisor or interim leader in product, marketing, operations, sales, customer success, whatever is required. Or if you are an investor on this call, then we would work with you as an operational partner. So it's really bringing your business together when you are down in the weeds and taking you out 50,000 feet out, zoom out, to help you really see the bigger picture, accelerate your growth, and get to your milestone faster.
Awesome. Thank you, Arti. Let's see. Next is Muhammad.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm Mohammed. I'm excited to be here. I'm a UX researcher and content designer, currently based in Barcelona. My family, though, is from Palestine and Guatemala, although I mainly grew up in Florida, where I studied for my bachelor's in psychology. And the reason I'm here today is because I see a lot of potential in the MENA region. I see emerging markets as the future, and it's the perfect time to create synergies between us to see startups in this region thrive, not only in business, but also in tech, and through user-centered design, which is my specialty. So before, I'd like to talk a little bit about myself, and I'm currently working with EdTech and wellness startups based here in Barcelona, Up and Button School, which is a product design school. And my focus is to gather diverse perspectives to make informed design decisions that help these clients scale with confidence. So what does this process look like? I do research. This is either foundational research, evaluative research. You bring the product and we see how well it fits with the market and the users. What are their expectations? And I also teach university students. I'm preparing future leaders for helping them use their creativity to be able to innovate in digital business ecosystems. So yeah, I'm excited to be here and connect with founders and fellow colleagues. And a little bit about what I can do is workshops. I help founders and teams really align, create a unified vision to be able to work on what we want to achieve. And then as I mentioned, user research and product strategy, which is basically understanding which direction we're going to go, how this product should be, depending on where our users are going to be. And yeah, I've been working with a few other companies. Meta is one, Amplinate, Kaiko is an esports startup in Malaga. So I have experience really collaborating with local recruitment agencies to be able to speak in the language where your users are and really create local strategies for global brands. And yeah, I'll pass it on to the next colleague.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Lena is not here today, so I'm gonna do hers last. She made a video, but I'll have people who are in the room speak first. So Mary Jo, do you want to go next? I know you have 2 slides, so just tell me when you'd like to flip between them.
Sure. So hello, my name is Marie-Jo. I'm originally Lebanese. I've lived in the US, in Dubai, in Lebanon, and currently I'm based in France. So I'm originally Lebanese. I'm the founder and creative director of a branding agency based in Paris called Creazy. Previously it was called Creative Lounges, but a market research made us discover across the years that it was very difficult to pronounce. In the US, people used to call us Creative Lounge. In France, people used to say Creative Lounge. So basically we were our worst client and we had to rebrand ourselves. So during the Lebanese crisis in 2019, we decided it was time to go, as they say, good is the enemy of great. So when things went bad, we were able to actually focus on ourselves, and we went shorter, straightforward. Crazy, it's easy to pronounce. So Crazy is a branding studio based in Paris. We consult clients in the Middle East, Europe, and the United States. This is where I'm based, even though I travel a lot. I'm also associate professor at Paris Dauphine, which is a French university that gives courses to international students, which I find very enriching because I learn as much from my students as they do from me. I'm also an expert, communication expert with the European Commission. But what I mostly do during my day is work with amazing minds, startups, entrepreneurs, big companies, small companies, and I find that fascinating. Why am I interested in the Viaka network? Well, being Lebanese and being originally from the Middle East, I find the diversity of culture really interesting. There's a lot of things that we have, there's a lot more that we have in common than things that separates us. And basically what I am interested in is helping amazing minds turn their ideas into a business with my expertise, however I can help. So what does my agency do? It starts with naming. People think that everything starts at the logo, but actually there's a lot of work that happens beforehand. So from naming to market research to trademark research, and then trademark registration, logo, graphic chart, market research, website design development, content creation, mobile app design and development, interactive software development, 2D, 3D animations, video editing, print and web design, social media, business plan design and development, and general graphic design. Why this diversity? Because I myself had a lot of lives within the life that I was lucky enough to live until today. First, I was the daughter of a printer. So I was a printer for 16 years. And then I was a travel and art writer. So this allowed me to discover a lot of amazing places. And I founded my agency in the process because I realized this was a need that anyone and everyone had and has. And yes, things evolve really fast with the internet and the digital world. But if we catch up to it and if we join forces, we can actually together create amazing ideas. So coming from a family office, I understand my clients. A lot of my clients are investment funds, and a lot of my clients are startups. So at the end of the day, after working with a company, if I can introduce them to the right person, we also do that. We can go to the next slide. So, okay, if you want to know more about what we do, you can check our website, crazy.com or creas.com. And I think I said about everything. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Marie-Jo. Pardis, I'll turn it over to you if you want. Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, that's
with
fine.
anything?
Sorry. Yeah, I have a little slide I made while everyone else was talking. Sorry, I'm always doing things last minute these days.
No worries. Go ahead, and you should have the co-host. Yeah.
Woohoo. Abilities. Hey, everybody. I'll put this in slideshow mode. Here we go. So I'm Paradise. I'm in the middle of a couple of top secret things, so you'll see some new announcements going out about me next week or the week after. But I'm very happy to be part of this community. I've known Hanny for a few years now, I think since 2019, and I love what we're building here. I was born in the United States, in Kansas actually, and my parents are from Iran. And I've worked with over 400 startups since the time I was 19 years old. I have about 15 years experience. And my main specialty is helping startups figure out like their go-to-market once they know like their product market fit. And so my whole belief is that as you're working on your product market fit, you should also be working on your founder audience fit. And I basically help founders figure out how to position themselves within the market, how to differentiate themselves against competitors in this space, and how to cut any of your metrics that we have going on to make you look successful, even if you don't feel successful. My major other thing is getting your revenue aligned with your product. So as you're building new product lines and features, we're actually able to get them launched and making money for you. So instead of just going through this weird stage that I see a lot of founders go through where they just keep launching features and no one knows about it, every feature you launch should be marketed and sold successfully, and you should be able to build and grow with what you're doing. Right now I'm based in Boston, Massachusetts, though I do travel a lot. And then the top companies I've worked with are IBM, Citrix, Atlassian, Yesware, Do It Software. And I worked with a lot of companies out of the Google for Startups and AWS Startups program. So feel free to find me on the Viaka Network, and I'm very excited to be here. And thank you, Hanny. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you, Pardis. I guess lastly, let me just share Lena's slide and see if her video works as well.
The audio is going. I don't think we can hear it really well.
You weren't able to hear it?
No.
I think you have to share your sound, Hanny, when you're going to share the screen.
Yeah.
Got it. Do you know where I can
I always do it by just like stopping sharing my screen, and then when you go to share the screen, there's like a button there that says like share original sound.
Okay. Let me give it one shot, and then otherwise we can oh, share sound. Got it.
There you go.
Oh, looks like I have to install something. So I'll just send this out. Yeah. I'll just send this out so that you all can see it and review it on your own time. It's only 3 minutes, so highly encourage you to check it out. Lena also does great work with strategic positioning, fractional marketing, etc. And she's currently based in Istanbul. And yeah, then with that, that's everyone that we had presenting today. We do have some more experts that are part of Viaka Connect that we didn't get to hear from today, and we're adding new folks on a pretty regular basis after, of course, like going through a bit of a vetting process with them. So really, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all of the experts and service providers who shared a bit about themselves. Just three action items for everyone in the audience. Be sure to join the network if you haven't already. I'll drop the link to do that in the chat one more time before I close the Zoom event. And then once you're in the network, or if you're already in the network, sign up for the office hours and workshops this month. Obviously, this event really just scratched the surface in terms of showing everyone the expertise that's available, but starting with these events is when you'll really be able to actually like dive in and start learning from that expertise or benefiting from it. And then finally, as you see, you know, the expertise that's on this platform matching your needs, submit those requests through the Notion tiles that I showed earlier in the presentation, or, you know, you can always just reach out to me directly as well, and I can facilitate that. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for coming. I'm going to share a recording of this event as well, so that it can be easily referenced back to. All right, awesome. Thanks everyone. Have a nice day.
Thanks for bringing us all together, Hani. This is amazing.
Thank you, Hani.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.